You know, there's something about rural living. I think most people, they just don't notice. It's not the work, it's not the distance, it's not even the quiet. It's something more stubble than that. And you don't really see it until you live out here for a while. One of the first things that starts to change is how you experience time. In town, everything's scheduled. You're moving from one thing to another. There's always something pulling your attention or pulling you away from something. Out here, it's a little different. A lot of your day is tied to what actually needs to be done. See, out here, weather matters. Like, it's windy today, so I'm standing in this lean-to. Hopefully the wind's not too annoying listening to me. Light matters. Seasons matter. It's still cold where I am. The time, it feels less rushed, but it's more real. Another thing people don't expect is how much small things start to matter. Like when a tool doesn't work, or when a tool is not working, or a machine that breaks down or won't start up for you that day. Or when those small repairs that you put off catch up to you because you need whatever's broken that day. In a more connected place, small problems, they're easy to ignore. But out here, they can stack up on you if you're not careful. And over time, you start paying attention to things you used to overlook. You also start noticing your environment in a different way. Weather patterns like this late snowfall we just experienced where I live, or changes in the land because of how much water came in and it might have moved ground around. You'll realize what's growing in season and what's not, and when you can harvest it. You just become more aware of the things that are happening around you. Not because you're trying to be necessarily, but because it affects your day-to-day life and what you're going to do every single day. And then there's the quiet. And it's not just the absence of noise, but the absence of constant input. There's no constant traffic where I live. I'm a quarter mile off the nearest road, and that road's not even that busy. There's no background noise all the time being out here. And I can tell you firsthand, because I grew up in a subdivision, it feels different when you get out here. But over time, it changes, and it actually reshapes the way you think. You have more space to process things. You have more space to think clearly. And that's something I think people don't expect when they switch to living this lifestyle. I think that's one of the biggest things that people might not even notice. Rural living, it doesn't just change where you are. It changes how you experience things every single day. It changes how you solve those problems I talked about earlier that you might have. It changes how you use your time every day that you're given. It changes what you start to pay attention to in life. And it's not always easier. But it sure is different. And I think it's different in a good way. And I think that's why some people love it, just like I do. And I think also at the same note, I think it makes some people realize that living out in the sticks just isn't for them. Not because it's better or worse, but it just changes more than I think some people expect. I'm curious if you live out in the woods like I do, especially if you used to live in a city like I used to years ago now. What was the biggest adjustment for you? Or if you don't live out in the sticks yet and you want to, rural living, what do you think the biggest adjustment would be for you? This is Survival the Beardist, and I'll catch you in a few more days.